I had a very good question from a friend of mine who's learning to play the guitar. He's learning alternate picking with pentatonic scales. And like a lot of us, when we first learn the pentatonic scales, we practice our alternate picking in just one way. We practice it with one particular polarity, so to speak. We start on the downstroke, then play it up, start on the next string down, then up, next string down, up, next string down, up, and so on, which is great. Okay, that's a perfect way to learn it. However, sometimes we forget that there's another way to play this, and that is to start it with an upstroke. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And the reason why this is important is because when we're playing a solo, we can't predict when we're improvising when we're going to play a note. If we're playing a note on the beat, we should get it down. If we're playing a note in between the beat, then most likely we should get an up stroke. So we want to be able to play the scales ascending and descending in both polarities, meaning this note played as a down or this note played as an up. This note played as a down or an up. So if you notice that when we do the default kind of everyone does it this way manner, we end up with all of these notes being downs, down, up, down, 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 down. All of those notes here were downs. And all of these notes were ups, down, up, 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 up. So if we only ever play that way, then we're only ever going to feel comfortable playing these notes as downs and these notes as ups, which will kind of leave us in a lurch and make things feel clumsy if we have to do it the opposite way. So what you should do is you should practice playing the other way. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. If you play it like that, then you'll teach your right hand how to play any of the notes in any polarity, downstrokes or upstrokes, in any order. That's huge. Now the reason why it's clumsy to do it the other way is because we're kind of fighting against our natural physical movements. When we play it the original way, we have a nice kind of symmetry going on. We have down on the first note on the string, then up on the second note of the string, and then we're going to move physically downwards to the new string and use a downstroke to play it. Down, up, down. That feels really nice. Everything's aligning. Our hand's moving down to the new string and we're using a downstroke to play it. But what gets weird is if we change the polarity to up, down, up, then what's happening is we're playing an upstroke on the first note, a downstroke on the second note of that string, and then an upstroke on the new string. So we're moving down to the new string but using an upstroke to play it, which means our hand has to loop around the string and play an upstroke, which feels clumsy at first. And then of course the opposite is true when you are playing a descending line. Typically we would do up, down, up. Upstroke on the first note, down on the second, then we're going to move physically upwards to the new string and play an upstroke. We're moving up and playing an upstroke, so that feels, natural. And that's what you probably feel comfortable with if you've always been playing the first polarity. But if you play it the opposite polarity, it's going to feel clumsy because you have to play down on the first note, then up on the second note of that string, and then you're going to have to move upwards towards the new string, but yet play a downstroke on it. Down, up, down. And that's going to feel clumsy at first. So the only way to rid the clumsiness out of your movements is to just repeat the movements until it feels natural. Remember, when you first started playing, even the first polarity, down, up, down, that felt clumsy too. But you got rid of that clumsiness by just playing and playing and playing that polarity. Now you had to play it the opposite polarity. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Then down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay? If you do that, you'll feel comfortable in no time. Okay? So good luck with that, and looking forward to seeing you again.